who's in East London. Good afternoon, James. You're on Talksport.
Yes. Well, George, what pleasure. I mean, I want to talk to the George.
Well, that's very
James,
unfortunate.
I tell you what, it's a shame because you waited all this time and your phone's not working, pal. I'm terribly sorry about that. That was James in Bow. But
what's the future for you, George? I mean, you're in a difficult situation now. You said you're more or less living out of a suitcase. Financially, things are tough for you at the moment. What's the future for you?
Well, hopefully get back into Chelsea, get it cleaned up, and
that's your flat in Chelsea.
Yeah. So once I've got the base, I mean, there's always work coming in. I mean, that's never a problem. But it just means my retirement's put off for a couple of years because I've been cleaned up. But
is that going to end the ongoing thing with the divorce from Alex and all that? Eventually, it must end, mustn't it? Somehow.
Well, it has to because she's been ordered by a judge twice and hasn't fulfilled the obligation. And I'm due to give her another payment.
You going to pay her?
No. She's broken her part of the deal. I'm making my part.
George, we're going to go to Sheffield. John, you're on Talksport. You're through to George Best.
Good afternoon, George.
Hi, John.
What an honour.
Thank
George,
you.
just very quickly, I know time's at a premium. The goal that the BBC show all the time, where he danced down the Sheffield United defence.
Yeah.
My team, how could you do that to me? Well, my granddad and my dad, this is October 1971, when I was just 6. My dad and my granddad were locked outside. And they still say, or they would say, they're both not with us, unfortunately, but they say if Ted Hemsley was on the field, do you remember Ted Hemsley, our left back?
Yeah.
Defender, yeah.
He went off. Would you have scored that goal?
I'd probably take it around him as well, yeah.
Let's go to Liverpool. John, you're through to George Best on Talksport.
Hello, George.
Hi there.
All right, mate. Absolute legend.
Thank you.
The question I want to ask you is, in my day, I'm 42 now, and I can only remember like 6 world-class players, including yourself, Pele, Maradona, Beckenbauer, maybe a few others, but I'd like to know, do you know any now, in this day and era, who you would class as world-class, apart from, say, Zidane?
Well, obviously you've mentioned that one of the main men, Zidane. I think Thierry Henry is. Ronaldinho, I think, is.
Well, that's 3 straight away.
Maldini has been a great player for many, many years.
What about David Beckham, England captain?
I think David's close, but I wouldn't put him in the same class as the sort of players that we've mentioned.
Okay. George, we've got a lady who wants to say hello. It's Joan in Norwich. You're through to George Best.
Hiya, Joan. What's your points?
Hi, George. I'm watching since I was excuse me, George. I'm excited.
So am I.
I watched you since I was 17, and I thought you were absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
And I still watch football, follow everything. And when you're on TV, I'm always there.
Yeah.
Do you have a question for George, Joan?
George, yeah, I do have a question, George. Funny question, George. Could you please just wish my granddaughter every happiness at university when she comes Saturday?
What's her name?
What's her name?
Amy.
Amy, all the best at university, is it?
Yeah.
Yes. All the best, Amy.
Definitely.
Have a great time.
Well done, Joan. And let's quickly go to Bob. You've got about 15 seconds to speak to George Best. Go on, Bob.
Hi, George.
Hi, Bob.
Best by name, best by nature.
Thank you, pal.
Right, quickly, about that goal you scored against Gordon Banks.
Yeah.
You were too quick for him.
Yeah, and he still lies, the bugger.
Yeah, well, he's only got one eye.
Bob, you got through. We've got to leave it there. Rodney, George, it's been a pleasure to have you here. I want to thank you so much for joining us.
I've enjoyed it tremendously.
And I think I speak for both of us. We wish you good fortune for the future
Cheers,
as well.
thank you.
What a legend, George Best, joining us on the game on Talksport.